Language is a unique human ability that allows us to communicate complex ideas and connect with others. But have you ever wondered how we make the sounds of language? I'm Marcia Chicas, and today we learned about how we produce the language we speak. Let's dive into it. The study of speech sounds is known as phonetics, which has a well established system called the International Phonetic Alphabet or IPA that help us represent the sounds of English words. Phonetics encompasses three areas of study. Articulatory phonetics studies how speech sounds are produced. Acoustic phonetics focuses on the physical properties of speech as sound waves. And auditory phonetics deals with the perception of speech sounds through the ears. For making consonant sounds, we should consider three key features: the voice or voiceless distinction, the place of articulation, and the manner of articulation. When speaking, air from the lungs passes through our vocal folds or vocal cords in the larynx. How our vocal folds move determines whether a sound is voiced or voiceless. Voice sounds are made when the vocal folds come together and vibrate as the air passes through. For example, z or On the contrary, in the production of voiceless sounds, the vocal folds are spread apart and there is no vibration, like the sounds s or when we produce consonant sounds, the air streams from the lungs and then is pushed out through the oral tract, the mouth, or the nasal cavity, the nose, encountering different constrictions created by positioning different parts of the mouth, like the lips, the teeth, the tongue, and other articulators. This location where the constriction occurs is called the place of articulation. The IPA uses symbols enclosed in square brackets to indicate different places of articulation. Let's see some familiar sounds. By placing our lips together and forcing air through the small opening, we create the P sound in pie or the B sound in boy. They're called bilabial consonants because both lips are involved. Other examples are the m and w. Okay, we also have the and for the labial dental consonant sounds formed by the upper front teeth and lower lip. For example, in fan and in very. Behind the upper teeth, there is a roof area called the alveolar ridge. When raising the front of the tongue to that area, we produce alveolar consonants like t in toy, s in sea, d in dog, z in zoo, r in run, and u in let. Now let's move on to the unfamiliar sounds. The dentals involve the teeth, and when the tongue tip is between the teeth, they are described as interdental. We have two ways to represent the TH sound in English. The, which is called theta, the voiceless version, in words like three and thanks. The sound, the voice version. For example, brother and brother. The palatals are produced in the middle of the mouth, where the alveolar ridge meets the roof of the mouth or hard palate. For example, sh in shower, ch in chair, j in vision, ja in job, and ya in yes. Farther back in the mouth, we have the velar consonants, which involve the velar or palate. For example, in key, ga in giraffe, and in thing. The voiceless glottal consonant is produced without the active involvement of the tongue. This sound is created by the passage of air through the open glottis, the space between the vocal folds in the larynx. In phonetics, we transcribe sounds, not letters. Sometimes English words aren't pronounced as they are written. For example, the words thing and thumb end with the sound even though the spelling suggests a g sound. To distinguish consonant sounds, we also need to consider their manner of articulation, which refers to how they're produced. For example, the sounds t and s are produced at the alveolar ridge, but differ based on how the air is released. Now, pay attention to the six manners of articulation. Stops. the airflow is completely blocking the mouth for a moment before being released, such as b, d, and g. Fricatives. The airflow is partially blocked, causing friction or a hissy sound. For example, z, 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 and y. Affricates begin with a stop and then change into a fricative with the same sound, like ch and j. Nasals are produced when the airflow passes through the nose instead of the mouth. For example, mm, and mm. Liquids are produced by positioning the tongue in a particular way, allowing the airflow to escape around the sides of the mouth, such as l and r. Let's smoothly move our tongue to the position for a vowel sound. For example, wa in wet and ya in yes. We also have the glottal stop that is produced by briefly closing and then releasing the space between the vocal folds. For example, people use it in casual conversations. For example, meaning no. And finally, the glottal flap, which occur when our tongue lightly taps the ridge behind our upper teeth. American English speakers flap the t and d consonants between vowels. For example, instead of saying butter, they say butter. In contrast to consonants that involve some kind of obstruction, vowel sounds are produced with a free flow of air and they're voiced. We can describe them based on the position of the tongue within the mouth. For example, the word heat is a high front vowel because the tongue is high and at the front of the mouth. In contrast, hot is a low back vowel because the tongue is low and towards the back of the mouth. Besides that, diphthongs are sounds where the tongue moves from one vowel position to another within the same syllable. For example, the sound I in words like by and I. In casual speaking, there is a variation between two central vowel sounds, the shra, as in a go, and the wage, as in ass. But the most common vowel is the shra. Something interesting about them is that people may pronounce the schwa or the wage in a word, but we can still understand the meaning of it despite the subtle variation. For example, someone may say again with the schwa or again with the wage. In conclusion, the production of speech sounds is a complex and fascinating process. Through the study of phonetics, we can understand essential information of how we articulate consonants, vowels, and diphthongs, gaining a deeper appreciation for the human capacity for language. Okay, that's everything for today. See you next time. Bye bye.